We are a river city, a bold city, the First Coast, a place to create and to belong. Here, the sun shines a little brighter, and so do the people. We share a love for our region, a pride for JAX, and a passion for the beautiful game, dedicated to giving everyone a sporting chance. Together, we will elevate soccer and sport in our community by lifting every voice. We are Sporting Club Jacksonville. We are Sporting JAX.
Hello and welcome into the Sporting JAX Report. I'm Cole Pepper. Coming up, we'll preview the first home friendly for the Sporting JAX USL Championship team, and we'll meet one of the players, a humble man who has traveled a long road to get to Jacksonville. Plus, a look ahead to this afternoon's meeting for the first place women, away at second place Lexington. But let's start with a historic first that is just hours away. Since the launch of Sporting JAX, there have been a lot of firsts, and today another one. The first game for the men's team in front of fans in Jacksonville, as Sporting JAX hosts Charleston Battery in a preseason friendly at Hodges Stadium. Today's game kicks off at 5 o'clock, and all week the players have been looking forward to getting in front of the home fans. This should also provide a good test since Charleston is one of the most established clubs in the league. Last year, Charleston finished second in the Eastern Conference before falling to Rhode Island in the first round. This evening's game is the next step for a team as they come together, and the first step on the home pitch in front of Sporting JAX fans as they build up to the kickoff of the season on March the 7th.
I think fitness is the main thing, obviously getting your little links between each other, a bit of chemistry. I think that's the most important, and yeah, enjoying playing together. You know, it's the best job in the world playing football, but still pre-season, still all about the fitness and getting ready for the actual season.
First chance to play in the stadium in front of the home fans, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously it's an expansion club, so a lot of new things come around. Hopefully we can give them a good game and yeah, entertain them, so yeah.
Yeah, obviously it's still preseason, right? I think it's week 3. We're still trying to, first and foremost, get fit, right? Trying to be as strong and as fit as possible, but also, like we talked about before, trying to learn each other's movements, trying to learn what, Emil likes, trying to learn what I like, is he right-footed, is he left-footed? Those little things that makes each player different, that's what kind of helps us and will help us go forward. So just trying to, learn all our new teammates and what they like to do.
And this will also be the first opportunity to play in front of the home fans.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's why we play the game. Obviously, I haven't been in Jacksonville long, but it seems like a real soccer community. So hopefully, the fans come out and support us, and hopefully we put on a good show.
All right, let's take a look at some key dates for Sporting JAX on the USL Championship. Again, today, preseason game against Charleston. That should be fun. You can watch that game streamed on the Sporting JAX YouTube channel. Then March the 7th, the regular season opener against Hartford Athletic. A great chance to get off on the right foot in the USL Championship season. Then the following week on the road at Rhode Island, taking on a very strong team, Rhode Island FC. As we mentioned, it beat Charleston in the playoffs last year. And then March the 25th back home to take on Miami FC to start that rivalry in the state of Florida. It is the start of a long and grueling USL Championship season, and one that the players are certainly looking forward to. Sporting JAX men's team plays, again, we mentioned the only preseason game you can attend today. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you can get them as part of the kickoff bundle for both that game and the Hartford game. Just go to sportingjax.com or call 904-863-KICK. Each bundle starts at just $32. You're going to save over the single game price by doing that. Get your kickoff bundle today. Also today, the women's team is in Lexington to face the team they've been dueling with atop the table for most of the last several months. Lexington SC has not lost a match this year. They lead the league with 9 draws. Sporting JAX has won 2 more games and has won a 1-point lead on Lexington entering today. The ladies remember a 4-2 loss on Halloween, arguably the toughest defeat of the season, and now they want to even the score.
Yeah, I think, again, just keeping confidence in ourselves, knowing our abilities, and treating it like every other game. Yes, there's things riding on it, but if we can play the way we play, we don't need to have that weighing on us.
Yeah, I think we want to really prove ourselves from the last time we played them because we were disappointed with that performance and result. So we're really excited for it. I mean, I think we're a team that truly just takes it game by game, week by week. So I think we're very good mentally about just sort of staying focused on the task at hand.
You know, our focus is always on the next game ahead of us. And so we've got to make sure that we focus and prepare just as much as what we would any other game. So, you know, it was something that was reiterated yesterday. Like, everybody is going to obviously, you know, put more emphasis on this one with us being top 2 teams currently. But we just prepare the same as any other opponent.
All right, here are the Gainbridge Super League standings brought to you by Price.com, the official e-commerce savings and cashback partner of Sporting JAX. Sporting JAX atop the table with that 1-point edge over Lexington. So this is a pivotal game today on the road. Dallas Trinity, they're on a bit of a streak too, have not lost in their last 6. Spokane has jumped over Carolina into 4th. Remember, the top 4 teams advanced to the postseason. And we're not quite 2/3 of the way through the season, but we're starting to get a sense of the contenders and the pretenders. Now let's welcome in Becky Burley. Becky, today's game against Lexington, one of just 28 regular season matches. But it feels like there's more to it. Should it?
You know, I hope it doesn't feel that way to the players, because I think that they have just established such a good routine in terms of getting themselves ready and prepared for each match. But for a fan, of course, like, how could you not think this is going to be super exciting, because you're looking at teams that are at the top and teams that have been consistent. And I'm just very curious to see what it looks like compared to the previous.
I do want to take a moment to look back on the first meeting. 4-2 win by Lexington. Wasn't really as close as the final score might indicate. What should Sporting JAX take away from that game to apply to today's matchup?
Well, I think it's such a different team, and I'm sure Lexington could say the same, a different team since that time. I think the emphasis on the team defending, the way that this team has really embraced a more of a combativeness nature that Stacey has talked about from day one. I think that's going to play a big part in this game of just being ready for, you know, the attack and being on top of things instead of letting things happen and then kind of having to react.
All right, I want to take a moment to reflect on a few superlatives for Sporting JAX. They're at the top of the table. They've got the leading goal scorer in the league, the leading 2 assisters in the league. Caitlin Parks tied for the league lead in clean sheets. 4 of the top 10 passers in the league. Boy, pretty impressive for an expansion team.
You know, I think one of the most impressive things that you just listed is the passing stats, because I think that's what takes a little bit more time to develop in terms of the ability to connect with one another. But I do think this coaching staff has really imprinted that style of play on this team early. They've been adaptable to when they have to go a little bit more direct, but certainly from an identity perspective, you see that in every single game.
Becky, thanks so much. Also this week, the women's team added 3 new players to the roster, all midfielders. Coco Thistle comes from Cal, where she was a star for the Bears, while also earning academic all-conference honors. Abby Boyan is former Georgia Bulldog. She spent some time in Denmark and with Utah Royals of the NWSL. And finally, Presley Kaysen spent the last 2 seasons at IMG Academy, where she was captain while scoring 62 goals and adding 39 assists. She joined Sporting JAX on an academy contract. They'll begin working their way into the fold as part of the first-place team this week. And we now welcome in Emerson Burris. Emerson, we've been talking about how good a group this women's team is, and they just continue to seem to get closer and closer. Just one of the ways that it's happening, the players are really supporting the support staff as well.
Absolutely. On the field, this team is so locked in, but off of it, they're building something just as strong: community. It's called Bendy Lines, a Wednesday night squad made up of the club's athletic trainers, physios, and support staff. And lately, the players have been showing up in full force to return the favor.
Well, Bendy Lines is like a six-a-side team that our support staff have created, like our athletic trainers, our physios, everybody on the backroom staff of the team, and we just feel like they deserve the support that they give us every week. So we feel it's only right to go out to them and support them every Wednesday night when they play. And we've started a little Instagram account, shout out at Bendy Lines FC.
Please follow us.
Please, there will be a follower giveaway at some point soon.
Follower 100.
Yep. Follower 100 will get a massive
Signed Bendy Line shirt.
The main thing is they give us so much support that we want to show that support back to them and hype them up a little bit, you know?
When I started getting formed, they needed a coach, and I volunteered myself, self-appointed. But yeah, I have Jesse and Katie on my staff, and we don't need to talk about their record, but we want to talk about their heart. We have like 15 of the girls like at every game, and you know, when they score a goal, you think they'd won the World Cup. So I think just like the good energy around it, and everyone's pretty locked in on it, which is fun.
It's like a very big talking point in the like breakfast room, everything. We honestly get like 20 of the girls out. Alan Kirkup and Matt Cosgrove have made appearances. We honestly love it, and it's like, yes, like you say, it's a good like bonding moment.
Again, that Instagram is at BendyLinesFC, and they say follower number 100 will receive a signed Bendy Lines shirt. More importantly, it's a reminder that behind every team performance is a support staff putting in the work and now getting, well, a little deserved hype of their own.
Yeah, by the way, that's amazing, the support that's happening there. It this is sort of organic, really, and then all of a sudden it sort of grew a life of its own. If you watch this show or watch our social media, you might see little copycat action there on the
Definitely.
Bendy Lines Instagram.
Yeah, they're taking after us. I mean, who wouldn't want to take after us, Cole?
Georgia Brown may be after my job is what we're saying. We'll see how it all plays out. Emerson, thanks so much. Flex packs for the second half of the women's season are available right now. In fact, there are only 4 matches at home remaining, so this is your way to get to all of these home games. 4 matches, all one low price. The Flex pack from Sporting JAX. Call 904-863-KICK. or visit sportingjax.com. Still ahead, what Wahab Ackwei's experience and resilience could do to make an impact for Sporting JAX this season. That's next, as the Sporting JAX report rolls on. Every game of the Gainbridge Super League can be seen on Peacock. Home games can be seen broadcast on Channel 4, CW17, or right here on the stations of First Coast News. It's time now for our Ascension St. Vincent's player feature, and this week, Emerson, you're getting to know defender Wahab Ackwei, who brings some strong USL Championship experience on his long road to Jacksonville.
Well, as the men prepare for the regular season kickoff on March 7th, one player's journey stands out. From the streets of Ghana to professional soccer here in the U.S., he's ready to make his mark in Jacksonville.
I grew up in Accra. That's the capital city of Ghana. Growing up, I was 10 years old, and then I was playing on the street. And then I got scouted.
He joined a local academy at just 10 years old, leaving home to pursue soccer and help support his family.
I went with them, and then they were, supporting my parents. And then my parents always come and visit me a couple of months.
At 20, he made the jump to the United States after signing with the New York Red Bulls in 2018.
I got my contract terminated, but it didn't stop me.
Instead, it fueled him.
I went on trials in Virginia, Richmond Kickers, and I got selected, and then that year I became Defender of the Year.
From there, stops in Texas, Colorado, and now Florida.
Well, the way the coach talked to me, I really feel like I'm already home. The way he wants us to play, the formation I want us to play, I feel like I'm gonna be fit with that system.
Off the field, it's faith and family that keep him grounded.
I love to spend more time with God, go to church on Sundays, read my Bible. I love to spend time with family. I love to call my mom on FaceTime, talk to her.
And if he scores...
I love to dance.
Really?
Yeah.
From the streets of Akara to the pitch in Jacksonville.
Since I came here, you have changed my whole life, especially playing in Africa, and then you get opportunity to come here and then you live in the American dream. It's so amazing.
Wahab says he hopes fans pack Hodges Stadium this year because this group plans to bring some joy and a few surprises.
Seems like a guy who's living with a great deal of gratitude as well. You'll love to see it, and hopefully he can be a big part of what happens here this year. Emerson, thank you. Tickets are on sale now for the Sporting JAX men's season. At least 18 games, including tonight's preseason friendly, the season opener, 2 games in the Prinks Tires USL Cup, or maybe more, and all the action from the USL Championship. Call 904-863-KICK or visit sportingjax.com to get your season tickets today. Coming up, we check in on the high school state playoffs and hear from a local team who made it all the way to the state finals. We'll get the details as the Sporting JAX report rolls on. The inaugural Sporting JAX kit has been unveiled. You've seen it on the women. You'll see it on the men coming up later on today. Now is the time to get all of your Sporting JAX merch. Go to sportingjax.com/shop to So check out the online store today. Time now for the Youth Soccer Spotlight presented by the Bearded Pig Barbecue. Emerson is back here to take a closer look at the boys' high school success stories from this season.
Well, a historic season for the Episcopal School of Jacksonville boys soccer ended just one win shy of a state title on Wednesday night as the Eagles fell in the Class 2A state championship. Episcopal's postseason run earned the program a spot in the state's biggest stage, but head coach Jay Bolt says Holy Trinity proved why it's one of the best in 2A, taking advantage of key chances when they mattered most. Bolt says his group competed all year with a balance of confidence and humility, understanding that execution in big moments often decides championship matches. After reaching the final, the Eagles will take time to reset before shifting focus back to offseason development and preparing for another opportunity next year.
Our guys fought hard, and they fought hard all season, but you got to give credit to Holy Trinity. They were just a really well-coached team and a lot of good players, and in some of those games, it's the ball's bouncing one way or the other, and whatever team capitalizes is usually the team that ends up winning the game. And obviously last night they capitalized more than we did, so credit to them. We knew we were never going to be like the most talented team, and I always we talked a lot about we have to be confident enough to beat anyone, but also humble enough to know that we can lose to anyone. Take a few weeks and rest and kind of let yourself decompress, but then there's still off-season work to be done, and that's how you get better. And the work never stops. It's good to give your time a little bit of time to breathe, but you got to look forward to the next season and try to get yourself prepared and give ourselves the best shot to get back to where we were.
Episcopal closes the year as 2A state runner-up under head coach Jay Bolt, finishing a season the program won't soon forget.
Now, he's been terrific. Last year, coached the women as well, had made a deep playoff run. Former pro Jay Bolt doing a great job there at Episcopal. Emerson, thanks so much. We should also give a shout out to Beachside, who earned a spot in the Final Four. The Barracudas will face River Ridge on Friday for a spot in the 5A state finals. In 6A, Mandarin has advanced to the Final Four, where they will face Mitchell on Monday in the state semis. We'll look forward to celebrating all the local teams for their great seasons. For more on Sporting JAX, check out the Coaches Show every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL. And if you want some behind-the-scenes conversation about Sporting JAX, join Emerson, Tony, Allegretti, and me on the Sporting Pod. You can subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcasts. A new episode drops each week. Still to come, where the women's team went to satisfy a need for speed. That's next, as the Sporting JAX report rolls on. You can catch the Sporting JAX report every weekend on the stations of First Coast News. Next week, we air at noon on Saturday on NBC 12. Remember, you can also find us on demand on First Coast News Plus and the Sporting JAX YouTube channel. With a rare midweek game last week, the women's team had the weekend to spend some time soaking in some of the highlights of the First Coast. That included a trip for some of the team to experience one of the biggest annual sporting events in the area, the Daytona 500. Quite a few of the players made the trek down to the Daytona International Speedway for the Super Bowl of stock car racing. The ladies were among an estimated 150,000 to attend the Great American Race. They got to meet some of the pit crews and made some new Sporting JAX fans along the way. What a great way to experience our beautiful area on a Sunday afternoon. And that's Caroline Murray, who got to go behind the scenes on a Navy ship. Listen, Jacksonville, big Navy town, of course. Great opportunity for Caroline to see what those men and women defending our freedom are working with each and every day. Sporting JAX is pleased to support the Riverside Rotary Club's Riverside Craft Beer Festival. The event is tomorrow at the Riverside Arts Market. You can see some of the fun from last year's event. General admission opens at 1. VIP tickets get you an hour earlier. More than 100 of the finest local and national craft beers will be on display. Live music from the Riverfront stage, and it all goes to a great cause. Proceeds support Community Peds Care and the Riverside Rotary Foundation. Here are the details. Tomorrow, the Riverside Arts Market, location 715 Riverside Avenue. For tickets, go to riversidecraftbeerfestival.com. We hope to see you there. We also want to let you know that the next round of our free soccer clinics are underway. They're put on by the Sporting JAX Foundation at the KIPP Bold City High School. These are soccer clinics open to boys and girls between the ages of 6 and 18. They run every Saturday through March 21st. Again, the clinics are free, but registration is required. Just go to sportingjax.com/foundation to register your child for next week's clinic. The women won't be back home until March 28th, but the men will debut at home in the preseason later today against Charleston Battery. This game will not be broadcast. It will be streamed on the Sporting JAX YouTube channel, but tickets are available by going to sportingjax.com. And for everything around the club, follow us on social media, on X, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Checking our World Cup clock, we are just 112 days away until the eyes of the world turn to the biggest sporting event in the globe right here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. It's going to be quite a summer of soccer in Jacksonville for everybody involved. We'll leave you now with a look at some of the installations at the Jacksonville International Airport. When you head on your next flight, you might come across some Sporting JAX signage on the floor. This is a look at the first time the team saw it yesterday while preparing to fly. Meg Hughes lining up here to stamp right on Georgia Brown's face. She got caught. Perfect right there. This is a great way to tell people about what's happening with Sporting JAX, the schedule for travelers going out and coming in to Jacksonville International Airport. Once again, we look forward to everything that's going on around the club here in what may be the biggest day in club history today. The first place battle with the women taking on second place Lexington SC, and then the men playing the first and only home preseason friendly in front of the home fans today at Hodges Stadium. Again, a 5 o'clock kickoff for that one. Going to be a lot for us to talk about next week on this show and throughout the week as well as we prepare for a big stretch run for the women and the kickoff of the USL Championship season for the men. For Emerson Burris and Becky Burley, I'm Cole Pemper. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Sporting JAX Report. We'll catch you next week right here.